Hi there. We're going to talk in the criminal law unit about defenses, and I talk classically about the 9 defenses. Sometimes you could add intoxication. There are other machinations of looking at it, but I just remember this from law school, and I remembered it with the acronym idle me ass. So my dad would say, "Jamie, you're a lazy bastard," and I'd say, "Dad, idle me ass." So it'd be IDLEMEAAS to remember the 9 defenses. The first one being insanity, which is really not guilty for not criminally responsible because there's the new psychological term for that is the classic old defense of insanity, where there was no mens rea because of psychological reasons. The person couldn't understand what they were doing. Okay. The next one, the D, would be double jeopardy. So you can't be tried for the same crime twice. To prevent the state and the government, which in the old days, in old England, they just come back outside the court, take you, put you back in jail, not guilty after a trial, back in jail. So when we came to the New World, we said we've got to have some protection from the state, so double jeopardy. That's why the Crown has to wait a long time until they actually will put someone on trial. And like the Paul Bernardo case, maybe more people had died, even though the Crown, the police could have arrested earlier, but they waited because they needed more evidence. They had to have a lot of evidence before they go to trial, the Crown, because they get one shot at it. The next one would be legal duty. The L would be legal duty. So example, a firefighter breaking down a door to save a baby in a burning building wouldn't be break and enter. So there's certain different legal duties, and that would be a defense to committing a crime. Then the E for the first word idle is entrapment. So for instance, the police couldn't, undercover police officer couldn't hand someone marijuana and say, "Oh, now you're under arrest for possession," right? So entrapment. Then the next word, me, the M-E. So the first one is mistake of fact. So ignorance of the law is no defense, but mistake of the facts is a defense. So for example, if someone said, "Here, take this bag of oregano over to the pizza parlor," and you did, and then you got caught and charged with trafficking, and you truly believed it was oregano and you didn't know it was marijuana, you would be not guilty because the fact is that you thought it was oregano. I guess the courts would say whether the mistake is reasonable. But if someone really didn't know, like let's say your speedometer is broken and you think you're doing 40, but you're really doing 60, but it's truly broken, it won't go past 40, that would be a mistake of fact. Now you can't say, "I didn't know the law was 60 or 40, so that's ignorance of the law." But mistake of fact, that is a valid defense. So then the last one, the AAS, we have alibi. Of course, alibi, the person's not even there. That is, the rest of these were sort of mens rea defenses. This is an actus reus. I didn't do it, I was in Los Angeles. And you've got video proof and witnesses to prove you weren't even there. The next one would be automatism. So, or automatism. So people who, like blinking or breathing or a twitch or sleepwalking, you can't control the actions, no mens rea. So therefore, like the famous sleepwalking case, I think the Crown and Park, a Canadian case, which is interesting. So talk a little bit about, the inability to control your body. You know what, I missed one. Going back, sorry, the E, M-E, excusable conduct, and there's 2 excusable conducts. So one is duress, and that might be where, someone's holding your family hostage and they say you've got to go rob the convenience store or we'll kill your family. So you're doing it under duress, so that's a defense. And the other is necessity. So you did something out of necessity. And that goes back to the Dudley and Stevens case where they ate, the 4 shipwrecked sailors ate one of the fellow sailors to survive, and they said it was necessary, other 4 people would have died. This way only one of them died. So whether that washes or not, but the defense of necessity, sorry, going back to the E. So now the last one, S, self-defense. You can use as much force as necessary to repel the offender. You don't have to weigh the nicety of your blow. And so in a sense, whatever anyone comes at you, threatening you, you can come back with slightly more to stop them. And you can keep stopping them until they stop coming at you. If they stop coming at you and then you start to attack them, then you become the attacker and could be charged with assault. But you can use any force as is necessary to defend yourself from an attack. And that is the 9 defenses that I do in class, idle me ass. Thank you.